Serene, mystified meditation Ryu over here. This is very good. Super stands out stylistically. Kind of reminds me of. I feel like I've seen something like this in Naruto, or some like detailed Naruto art, or was it Obito? I'm not sure. But yeah, lighting is very good. The colors are very calming. I like how my eyes feel relaxing to look at it, similar to probably how Ryu feels like being in this state of, just pure zen, right? This is very good. Yeah, this gets a 10. That's a 10 for me, for sure. In all angles. Good art, good lighting, great painting, great colors. Stylistically stands out. Makes me feel something when I look at it. Like I'm feeling the same feeling that the character is feeling. Yeah, that's an easy 10. Good shit, good stuff. This is good too. I think it's going to be quite difficult from here on out because this one is so strong that, let me try to just judge it on its own and pretend that I'm just seeing this in a vacuum. This is, I do like this, but it's very, I would say it's very, it's just Ryu, right? Ryu in his old outfit, posing in a way that Ryu would pose. Like, this is a good comparison, right? This is also very Ryu, but the close-up shot, the lighting, and the angle that we're looking at, his eyes being closed in a very relaxed way. Like, even his eyes, like, they're relaxed, but there's some intensity there too, right? And again, that's not fair of me to go back and it's not fair of me to go back and talk about this by talking about that. But I did that to kind of highlight that this is just Ryu, and this is also just Ryu because he's doing a very Ryu thing, but this is standing out far more, and this one is a bit more bland. So where this gets a 10, I'm gonna give this an 8. It's very good art though, solid art. And this one, yeah, this is definitely the weakest out of the 3. I kind of don't mind the fluorescent blue outline. I'm not sure if I like the lighting down here. It's a bit too strong. And his muscles almost look robotic. Like he's very, but maybe that's intentional. And the pose is very, very bland. Yeah, this is just, I guess it's not a bad or wrong thing to compare since it is a competition, and I'm guessing only one per character is going to be chosen. This is definitely the weakest one. It's not doing enough. At least this one, like, sure, it's not doing enough different with Ryu, but the art is just very good. Like, it's too solid to ignore. This one is solid art, and it's doing something slightly different with Ryu, and is invoking different feelings. This one isn't doing any of those things, or anything unique to itself. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 10. Yeah, 3 out of 10. Moving on. E Honda. This is good. This is very good. Very Yakuza-like. What's going on here? I can't tell what's behind him. That's a bit distracting. If my eyes don't focus on what's behind him, and I'm just focusing on the art. Also the stomach. It feels like when my eyes focus on his face and the floral chain and his arms. Oh, I like the coconut straw down here as well. It's very, like, when my eyes focus here, and then when I glance down, it feels like the same detail is not being offered to his stomach. But that's a nitpick though, for sure. The artwork up here is very, very solid. But yeah, behind here is kind of distracting me a bit. I'll give this an 8. This is a strong 8. Strong 8, good stuff. Okay, this is similar to, I remember one of the previous ones had Ken, and Ken was like, it wasn't Ken hitting a mirror like in the same way that this E Honda is, but there was like a glass breaking kind of effect around Ken's fist, which was a solid one. I think that one might have been one of the winners actually. So it feels like perhaps this artist took a look at that one and kind of wanted to do something similar. This is very good art. Very good art. And I don't want to take anything away from it just because we've had a previous one that had like a broken glass effect. This is very good. And I like how the red is very prominent, like really stands out, intentionally so. Yeah, this is very good. I'll give this a 10 out of 10. Yeah, this gets a 10. And okay, cool. Like nice and simple. I guess he's like doing a drive rush, doing the karate chop. I think this would have been better if he was looking at what he's chopping rather than looking at the camera. It's okay. It's simple. I like the simplicity. I do appreciate the different art style. It's okay. It's okay. I'll give it a 6. That gets a 6. This gets a 10. This gets an 8. Yeah, I'm going with this middle one. E-Honda 2 gets my vote. For sure. Moving on to... Okay, this is cool. Very simple, very cute. Yeah, I like the... I'm a sucker for very, very balanced composition. Like, I love how none of the edges of the artwork is touching the edges of the image. That, I don't know, there's something about that personally that it ticks a box in my mind that just feels so complete. And it's complete in such a way that I don't think it needs to have anything on the left side here. I think it's fine for it to be all existing on this side. This is good. This gets a 10. That's a 10 for me, for sure. Oh, wow. So we got two similar ones, just a different angle and different art style. I need to get a closer look at that Blanka. It's not bad. I think this Blanka doll on the right side over his left arm should be moved down a little bit so we can see both of his arms completely in their fullness, I think. I do think it's interesting that this is essentially a similar to the first one, but different style and different angle. The angle is very good though, but I think this one is stronger. This gets a 10. I would give this one an 8. And okay. Yeah, this strikes me as the person was like, oh, I'm going to do something simple and cute and hope that gets me far. And I guess it did get them far because it's been nominated or it's been included in what's in the voting section. It's just not doing it. Outside of it being cute and the line art being, being quite stylized and very soft. What does it say on his chest there? Does it say guide? Guide, guide. Yeah, the yellow being so bright, making the text hard to read that's not good. That could have easily been a different color to make it easier to read. Yeah, I'm gonna give this. I don't think this is strong. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. Yeah, let's get to 3 out of 10. Good stuff though. Moving on to Guile. Oh, this is pretty cool. I like it. I like the Nash in the background, the Charlie in the back. Good pose, very solid, very strong. It's got like a thematic, or it's got a theme to it as well. And I guess like lore-wise, I don't know if Charlie is considered... Oh wait, no, Charlie's just not considered dead anymore, right? Because he was in SF5, which means that he like survived that his demise in, what was it, Alpha 2? I think it was. Yeah, this is solid. I like this. It's got a lot of character to it. Hearkening or summoning the aspect of Nash is a cool idea. I'm gonna give this a 9. It feels like it's missing something, but perhaps it's just me nitpicking or trying to look for something. I'll give this a strong 9. Good stuff. This one is not a strong 9. I don't know what's going on outside of him. I can tell like the brush strokes were done, and then if the person used Photoshop, they right clicked on the layer and then they just added a stroke effect, and it's not. I don't think this is helping at all. The blurry fist. I like the blur on the fist, but I don't know. Ooh, I don't know why they're both blurred. If you're going to do something like this, this fist should be blurred because there's some kind of motion going on. I don't know why this further away fist would be blurred, unless he's trying to show that he's using his level 2, his install super where he starts throwing the booms. But if that's the case, it's not clear. And then the usage of the black around the fist is also not making that clear. Yeah, I don't think this is good. And then the artwork itself is not that solid either. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. Yeah, that gets a 3 for me. Moving on to... okay, stylistically, this is standing out for sure. I like the scruffy, scratchy lines. It almost looks like a kind of Renaissance, old school, like something you find in a museum. I don't like that the front of his hair is curved here. I think I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to kind of match compositionally the curve of the hair to like the roundedness of his chest and his muscles and the overall roundedness. I actually think this may just be stronger if the front of his hair was just sharp, the way that Gao's hair normally is. If I had time, I would actually just download this and chop it off and see how it looks. Oftentimes when you make these kind of calls, you have to like just do it to take a look and see if it really is better, or to see if you really do prefer it, and then contrast and compare. Maybe the artist did do that and they preferred the rounded edge. I think the straight edge would have been better. This is good though. Between these three, I would go with... Can I use my arrow keys? Oh, I can't. Between these three, I would go with the first one. I gave this one a 7. I think I gave this one an 8 or a 9. Yeah, I gave this one a 9. Yeah, that gets my vote. Moving on to Ken. Wow, we got a very Street Fighter Alpha Ken with the long hair. Isn't this a scene? I guess it's trying to recreate the scene where he gives Ryu his headband, right? Yeah, this is good. It's also very 90s anime. And I reckon that, yeah, that's probably the intention, right? Because that would come from the 90s, the Street Fighter 2 movie, the 90s anime. This is very good. It's very Ken, it's very simple, very stylized. It recalls, it goes back to an actual scene in the lore, in the movie. Yeah, quite good. I'll give this a 10. Solid 10, good stuff. Let me try to not... I'm not a fan of this Ken costume, but I'm going to try and make that not influence my position because I'm judging the art, not the costume. The art is good. It's very basic though. Like, yeah, he's doing Ken's peace pose. I'm not sure if I like the smile. I don't know what emotion is trying to be evoked here. It's like he's doing the peace pose. Is he kind of like reluctantly smiling? Is he frustrated? Is he angry? Is he happy? I don't understand the facial expression here with this pose, which is kind of throwing me off. Yeah, it's like the pose is not telling a story because I'm confused by what emotion he's trying to elicit. So I'm going to give this one a 6. The art is very solid, but I'm not sure what's going on with the emotional part of it. Moving on to the last one. This is not bad. This falls into the category for me of this feels as if it already exists in the game, which for me is always usually that's gonna make the piece of art lose some points for me personally. But overall it's a good piece of art, but just a little bit too generic. I'm gonna give this a 5. So 5, this gets a 6, this gets a 10. So Alpha 2 Ken gets the crown for Ken for me. Good stuff. Moving on. Chun-Li. It feels like there's a bit of an anatomy blunder happening here. This leg, something feels off about this leg. Definitely. Yeah. Anatomy fail over here. Also the art style is not standing out in a way that makes me want to give it more points. It just feels very standard. Colors are okay. Like nothing is standing out as being uniquely solid with this art. The art style is not a standout. Colors don't stand out. The line art doesn't stand out. The pose doesn't stand out. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. Yeah, 3 out of 10. Moving on. Oh wow, very serene. Tying up her hair. I'm gonna get a closer look at this one. Huh. She's doing like her, I think she's doing her cross leg pose. I like this. This is cool. I like that. Like, this is not the first time I've seen, you know, a character tying up their hair, but I don't think I've seen a character tying up their hair at this angle. So I do like that. And yeah, the brushes used, the colors, the shading is really nice as well. It's very natural, very soft. I like this one quite a lot. I'm gonna give this a 9. Yeah, I'll give this a 9. The only reason I don't give it a 10 is because why am I not giving it a 10? I'm not giving it a 10 because it is very good, but I don't think it's 10 worthy. There's something that leaves a bit more to be desired, but it's definitely stronger than this one, that's for sure. So that gets a 9. Oh wow, okay. Let's get to another zoom in. So first of all, art style wise, this is banging. This is very good. I like the pose of her hands. What's throwing me off are these yellow circular symbols. I think I know what the person was trying to do, but it's kind of irritating to my eyes. Like, let me zoom out a bit. It's only irritating to my eyes when I look at it, when I focus on it for too long. Other than that, I think the artwork is very, very good. Yeah, the style at which the style of how she was drawn is, I would say, stands out more than the other two. The flowers at the back are a little bit afterthought-ish. Like, oh, let me just put on a quick texture in the back. Everything about the foreground of this art is kicking ass. Everything about the background is not. So I'm gonna give this one an 8, and the crown is gonna go to Chun-Li number 2. Yeah, for sure. Wow, that's a very close up of Zangief. Okay, I like this. I think it's a little, I guess it's supposed to be in your face and very close. I think this would be a little bit better if it was a bit more zoomed out. But I do like to see, I mean, I think this is the first black and white piece we've seen so far, so which is good. I like me some black and white. I do like it. It's stylistically, it's flexing its muscles, you know, pun intended here. I'm gonna give this an 8. I guess a solid 8. Good stuff. This does not get an 8. This is very, again, this is very standard. It's just Gief. Yeah, it's just Gief reaching towards the camera. Yeah, the pose, it's just not doing anything. Again, you can have a basic, very clear, this is this character. This is the pose that they're doing. They're just showing you what they do. Right, it's fine to have that, but something else about it needs to be paramount, like standing out in a way that's paramount or very just exclusive to that piece of work. And this is not doing that, so I'm gonna give this a 4. Yeah, this gets a 4. Okay. All right. So we have Blueprint Mecha Zangief, like a Gundam style mech anime blueprint. That's okay. Straight off the bat, that gets a 10 out of 10 for just a unique idea. I'm sure when the person drew this, they were like, I'm a fucking genius. I am the best. I'm gonna win this competition. Yeah, that's really good. Like, this is getting hard carried. Actually, no, it's not even getting hard carried. Like, I was about to say it's getting hard carried by the concept, but the art is good too. Yeah, this is a 10. Yeah, that's a win. That's just, yeah, that's an easy win. That's 10. 1,000,000%. And you've got like the throwback to Street Fighter 4, Mecha Geef, Street Fighter 5. Was Mecha Geef in 5? I can't remember. I remember he was in Cross Tekken. I guess he probably was in 5. Yeah, this is dope. That's sick. That's really, really good. Good stuff. 10 out of 10. That gets the win. I'll be shocked and appalled if this doesn't win for Zangief. Moving on to... Wow. Fortune Cookie Sim. Yeah, okay. That's a 10. Like, very basic, but very... It's a strong basic. It's cute. His facial expression is it's like he got turned into a cookie by Majin Buu, which might have even been the idea. Which, if that was the idea, then good job, because they made it very clear, right? Like, obviously you can't have an image of Majin Buu in this, like Majin Buu in the background, like smiling, like Majin Buu just did that. But for anyone that knows Dragon Ball, like, that's like an Easter egg, right? Yeah, this is a 10. Amazing. I actually think this is one of the best ones, like, throughout all the characters. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. We got like Soul's boss Dhalsim over here doing some crazy pose. Reminds me of like a Jet Set Radio artwork as well, kind of. This is cool. I don't know if we needed all of this white stuff. Like he just stepped out of a Doctor Strange portal. Not sure about that. But style-wise, I think this is very solid. I'll give this a 7. Yeah, I'm a fan of the art style and the pose for sure. 7 out of 10. Okay, this is his eyes closed? Oh yeah, his eyes are closed. I need to zoom in on this one. I think this is the first kind of like chrome kind of grayscale piece that we've seen. We've got like Avatar State Sim. This is good. This is very good art. It's also, I would say it falls into the safe category. Like, when I think back to the Ryu one, where Ryu was, I can just saw a mosquito. I'm gonna clap the shit out of it when I'm done. When we look at Ryu's meditation one and we look at this one, I think the angle of Ryu's one made it a much stronger piece. This is a very dynamic shot for sure, but it's also very safe. It's very safely dynamic. And I think we've seen a bunch of meditation poses like this before, whereas the Ryu one, that meditation pose or that angle is a bit less common, especially with that painting style as well. But artistically, like the style that they've gone for is definitely standing out. We haven't seen something like this yet, which gives it a lot of points. I'm gonna give this a 9, but everybody's probably gonna know that my vote goes to this one. That's a quick, easy 10. That's a no long thing. I see it immediately. That's a 10. This one is, yeah, this is good. This is also very good, but it's not beating Majin Buu Fortune Cookie Sim. Next, Rashid. It's a bit boring. I actually can't stand. I've seen this pose, this excited peace sign, I'm a cool guy kind of Rashid pose. I've seen this far too many times. I'm actually, let me not say that. Yeah, let me not. I just think, yeah, this is just, it's too basic. I've seen it too many times. I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. Moving on. At least this one, the art style and the colors are unique unto itself. Oh, I like the shoes here, or his trainers. I like the kind of subtle glow. I think the painting approach that they've taken here is pretty cool. Him on the laptop, and I guess this is one of Rashid's characters, or a character important in Rashid's backstory. I feel like the pose and him on his laptop is not really doing much. I'm pretty sure in the story, Rashid is like a content creator or streamer or something like that. I guess that's kind of like the pose here is kind of pointing towards that. But I think more could have been done with his facial expression. Like I have no idea what he's frustrated at. And I think this character in the back is not adding to the image. It's just like he's there because he's there. If this character was not there, nothing would change. If I gave this a 7 out of 10, whether he's there or not, it's not going to change that. So I think that's a weakness of the piece. If you're going to put this person there, I think they need to be incorporated somehow or be adding to it somehow. I'm going to give this a 6. Yeah, it's a 6 out of 10. The art here, I think, is the best art of the Rashid pictures. But again, it's very, yeah, it's a very, this is what Rashid does. But I do think, I think the artwork is better. Like the art is more advanced here than what I'm looking at here and here. So I would go with this one. I'll give this one a 9. No, not a 9. I'll give this one an 8. Yeah, so this Rashid would get my vote for sure. Moving on to Aki. This is cool. This is a good idea. We've got Aki, like coral Aki, underwater playing with the jellyfish. Let me get a closer look at her finger claws. Let me close some of these tabs while I'm here. Yeah, this is cute. This is very, I like the detail of how her finger claws kind of match with the coral behind her, kind of. Yeah, this is a cool idea. I think her face, I know that they've gone for like a very traditional kind of anime style, typical anime style. I do think her face is so anime that it almost doesn't look that much like Aki in the face, which I think takes away from it. I think this would have been better if, I think the same anime style could be accomplished, but her eyes could have been done in a way that looks more like Aki's eyes. But the style could still be the same. So, but overall, I think this is quite strong. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And yeah, strong 8 out of 10. Okay. Wow. Holy artwork. Zoom in. Wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Wow, 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 wee, wow. It's nice. Okay. This is probably one of the best pieces throughout this entire competition. This is like, I'm gonna whip it out. I'm gonna whip out the word. This is amazing. I'm actually gonna whip out the A word. Yeah, this is it's fantastic. What did you say? This is the Fantastic Four meme. It's fantastic. This is very good. Yeah, and I'm stopping. I need to actually move on before I spend like 10 minutes looking at this. But as a whole, it's a okay. Number one, amazing artwork, great lighting, the shape of the hair, amazing. Everything complements the next thing. When I look at this arm, when I start at the tippest point from the furthest behind part, when I look at her finger, all right, I just realized the whole time my cursor wasn't even capturing. It should be fixed now. Yeah, it's fixed. Okay, so when we start at the fingertip here, as my eyes continue down the artwork, it's like there's something to appreciate everywhere along the way, right? The pose of the arm, the lighting here, the kind of cracked pieces of blood or whatever it is, but that adds to the allure as well. Is it blood? Is it bones? Who knows? Pieces of her outfit, you know, how her earrings kind of match the style of that as well. Leads up to her neck, which curves up. Like everything about this, like the curvature of her body here, the booba, even the definition of the muscles. Like we can't actually see the muscles, but the shape, the angle, the sharpness here, like tells you that she's in shape. Right, the lighting here is very like the texture, and then not to mention that my eyes keep following. It goes into the foreshortening. We got like the fucking tail, the claws look like Rathalos, Monster Hunter, monster tails. The bubble here adds to it as well. What do we have on the left? Like everything about this is just like, it's just a stellar piece of artwork. This gets an 11. That's an 11 out of 10. I haven't seen the next Aki piece, but whatever it is, unfortunately, its fate is sealed, right? Like there's just no way. There's no way it's beating this. All right, let's take a look. Oh, okay. This is very good. Okay, this is amazing, but similar to at the beginning when I looked at Jamie's piece and how I didn't like how him being upside down didn't feel like it didn't feel like it added to the image. It didn't feel necessary. I feel even more strongly about that negative with this one than I did with Jamie's one. I actually think this would just be better if it was portrait. Man, I really should have opened this in Photoshop to actually just do that myself. The artwork is very good though. Yeah, this is probably the second best artwork like of all time in this competition. Yeah, the artwork is really, really good. But I think where it loses to the second one is the composition is not as strong, which is going to be hard to beat that one out, right? I think this kind of pose would work more. I just think if you're gonna put it sideways, I think part of the art should include how she's standing sideways, right? Like are her legs latched onto a pole and she's like leaning over to the side like she's doing like a Spider-Man kind of pose? Like, because as it is now, it just feels like we did the art and we just turned it, we just rotated it 90 degrees clockwise, and that's it. And I don't think that's doing it any favors. I feel as if I would prefer to just be able to look at this piece of art upright and just enjoy the amazing art. But this is very good. I mean, this is a 10. It's easily a 10. Easily a 10, but the second one is easily an 11. So that gets my vote. It's definitely going to be between the second one and the third one. This one is very good though, but it's just an uphill battle against the second and the third. Next up, Ed. This is not doing anything for me at all. Yeah, not at all. Just quite boring, unfortunately. I don't even know. Like, yeah, we may already have a pose like this in the game, but it's just not doing anything that is making me feel like it should be able to rumble with what's coming next, which I don't even know what's coming next, but I guess let me shut my mouth and take a look. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10. The artwork here is good. Oops, sorry for the mic bump. Good art. The right shoulder feels like it's way too high. Yeah, when I look at the neck and the shoulder here, it's definitely an anatomy blunder. Like, I know that it's quite clear it's meant to be kind of like a low angle shot looking up towards him, but I mean, don't get me wrong, these angles are not easy to draw. I've tried to draw stuff like this multiple times in the past. I think I'm better at doing top down or like high angle stuff rather than low angle. So I respect the attempt, but this is a competition where the best of the best are going to be selected. So, and that aspect of the image is standing out. But this is better. I prefer this one than the first one for sure. So I give this one a 6 out of 10. Yeah, this is the first and the third are just a little bit bland. It's like, okay, Luke has psycho power. Yes, we know. The lighting is good, and I do like the purple kind of hue over everything. I do like the face though. The face is very well drawn and well painted. Looks like a K-pop idol. There's parts of it that are quite good, but overall, I don't think there's enough going on with the piece to make it choice worthy. I'm gonna go with the second one. Reluctantly going with the second one. Second one, then the third one, then the first one, in my opinion. Akuma Goki Muts. This is very dynamic. A lot of particle effects. It's good. It's good. It's definitely strong, but I think this does fall into the camp of safe Akuma doing an Akuma thing, except the artwork is very good. So I don't know if this is doing enough for me to choose something like this, even with the artwork being very good. I'll give this an 8 though. It is quite solid. Oh, okay. For a minute, I was a bit confused what I'm looking at up here. I thought that was like a piece of flesh coming out, but I guess it's like an Oni mask, right? Like a broken Oni mask. The idea is cool. I don't like how at first glance I was confused at what it was. That could just be a me thing. I wonder how many other people would just see this and are like, oh, it's a broken Oni mask. I think there should be a bit of like glow around, like maybe some lighting from the eye. You know what? I actually think this would be better if the mask wasn't broken. Like if it was just straight up Akuma with a not broken Oni mask and the glow from the red eye is shining through the mask. I actually think that would be stronger. The Oni mask just kind of being broken and the piece just kind of floating off of his head, especially because we don't see what breaks it. I guess his hand down here could mean that he ripped it off, but there's no like motion lines to kind of like accentuate that. The idea is cool. I think it would be better with the mask on. The art is very solid though. I should have said that at the beginning. The art is very clean. Very, very good artwork. I'm also going to give this an 8 out of 10. So we got 2 8s. 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So this is not an 8 out of 10, in my opinion. I feel like I've overused the word basic in this entire review, but if there was ever a piece of art to roll out the basic word on, it's definitely going to be this one. And I guess that is the point. But I would be shocked if something like this already isn't in the game. I don't know if it's as simple and as like straight to the point as this is. I think there are times when artwork is so good that even if a judge was to choose this over anything else here, I think that judge would need to work overtime to justify it. That judge would need to super turbo explain why the simplicity of this is beating out the amazing artwork that is this one and this one. And they would have a task on their hands. It's not that it's bad, it's just considering that we're only going to choose one for each character. Yeah, I think that this is just a 5. I'm going to give it a 5. Yeah, so that's an easy 5. So I'm actually going to go with Oni Mask. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go with Oni Mask. It's just personal preference. I do like this art, but I think Oni Mask is a bit more interesting to look at, I think. Moving on. M. Bison. We got more broken. Oh wait, it's not broken glass. It's just Psycho Power. It's a bit bland. Not much going on. Very generic. Very safe. I'm gonna give this a 4. There's not much to mention here. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. I do like the lighting here with his hair. I like how his hair and the eye and the breaking glass kind of effect here kind of makes it pop a bit, but not enough for me to give it a higher score. I'm gonna give it a 5. This one is good. A good drawing. I do like the drawing. Yeah, this is a solid drawing, but I don't think it's doing enough else for me to rank it really highly. It's just good art, but I think these two, it's just I'm M. Bison. I kind of want to see a bit more with the character, and we did not get it with this one. We have 3 pieces of artwork. It's just M. Bison 1, M. Bison 2, M. Bison 3, all doing very M. Bison things. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. This one gets 4. And I give this one a 5. Yep. For sure. Moving on. Terry Bogard. Are you okay? Let's take a look if you are. I like the Slam Dunk. I don't know if anyone's seen like the Slam Dunk manga or anime. It's very similar to that style. I'm going to go ahead and guess that that is intentional, which fits even more because he's wearing the basketball style jersey or t-shirt or vest or whatever it's called, tank top. Anyway, moving on. Good piece of art. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give that a 7. Fatal Fury. I appreciate that this is a very... It looking like a stamp or like, yeah, very kind of like Japanese style, thick brush stroke art is good. So it gets points for being uniquely different. I'll give this what did I give this? A 7? No, I gave this an 8, right? Or 7? 7 or 8. I give this a 7. Give this a 7. I'm not excited by it. I think that's the thing that I have an issue with. It's a good piece, but I'm not excited by it. I kind of want to see something that makes me feel something, and this doesn't, and neither does this. But I'll give it 7. Okay, yeah, Street Fighter 6, arcade cabinet, clicking the coin. Oh, is that G? Oh, cute. Wait, yeah, G, right? Yeah, G. I'm guessing it's G. I like the little G cameo, if that is G. It's not bad. I think the idea is good. The execution could have been a bit stronger, I think. I actually think this would have been better if the lighting... Yeah, I think this would have been better if the lighting here was as it is, but then everything behind him should be much darker. And then perhaps the coin could have the same lighting as it does now. I think that would make the whole piece pop way more. Like, so it would look like he is in like a darkly, dimly lit arcade, and the majority of the light is coming from the actual arcade cabinet and the coin. I think that would have made it look a lot stronger. And then I probably would have picked this one. I probably would have picked it if for something like that. But because it didn't do that, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the first one. Narrowly going with the first one. Next is Mai and Oh My Booba. This feels very standard. It's like, okay, we're gonna draw Mai. She's doing a very Mai pose. She's basically doing her level 2, right? Her flippity dippy rolling forward ninja dash thing. And it's kind of everything that we're looking at is kind of drawing your eyes to her bust, which is, I don't know if that's enough for me to nominate this one. It's not gaining. It doesn't. I think if you're gonna draw attention to the chest like this, I mean, you don't have to do something unique with it, right? I guess the point is just that it's sexualized, and that's fine. Maybe perhaps I would just like to see something more interesting done with that rather than just it being Big Booba. Maybe that's just a mean thing. And I think I'm also saying that because overall the art itself is just okay. So I'm going to give this a 6. 6 out of 10. This one... I like the face. It's a very different style. Reminds you of like Skies of Arcadia a little bit. Her face. The art style. I like the pose. This is okay. This is a like when I compare these two, I think I prefer this one more. Like it trying to do something a bit different is giving it more points than the super sexualization style of this. So although this definitely is a more dynamic pose, more action-packed, I actually would probably choose this one over the other one, because I really like the way that the face is drawn and painted. And I like the shape of her. Like she's a bit more lankier, which is kind of adds to it being a different style, a different take on Mai. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this one over the first one. I'll give this one an 8, which might seem quite high, but I think I value those things that I described over the things that I'm seeing in the first one. Third one, I might have to zoom in on this. The details with her face and her clothing is quite nice. I'm a bit confused at the pose though. Like I don't know if she's just posing like that or if she was running and she's like sliding or if she's landing. I'm quite confused on what's happening with the pose. I think if you're going to do a dynamic pose like this, it's quite important for even though it's a still image, we still need to be able to feel and see what she did to get into this position. And I don't think this piece of art successfully highlights that. It just feels like they drew the pose, but they didn't think much about the momentum or the motion or the reason why the character is in this pose. So I'm going to give this one a 6. So weirdly enough, I'm actually going to go with this one, the second one, over the first and the third. Next up, we have Elena. And what do I think of this one? It's very safe, very standard Elena shenanigans. There's nothing is standing out. Nothing is screaming at me like, "Hey, look at this!" Right? I mean, for some people, I guess her ass and the boobs, right? Maybe for the gooners out there, but I am a proud. Actually, I'm not a non-gooner. Let me not lie. I think that this is not doing enough. It's not drawing my eyes to any particular aspect. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. Unfortunately. Moving on. So we got again, it's not doing. I do like the soft colors, the soft color palette. What do I think of this? Yeah, again, it's not exciting me in any way. I also think there's something a bit off about the face here. Let me zoom in a tiny bit. Yeah, I think there's elements of the artwork that is good, but there's also elements of the artwork that is either not as good or noticeable. Like it just kind of throws me off. Like when I see something that I like, such as the colors of the flowers, it's kind of being the colors of the flowers, which are good, is in combat with the line art and the colors of everything else. So there's like a clash going on, which is making it not easy to just sit back and enjoy the piece of art. So I'm gonna give that a 4. Yeah, that clash is quite irritating. And okay. We got Sakura cosplay Elena, or I guess it's just, well, Sakura just wears like standard sailor, schoolgirl sailor outfit, Japanese sailor outfit. This is good. This is the best one from Elena. As a Fi enjoyer, you know, we've seen a lot of booba so far. We haven't seen a lot of fiber, right? And I don't mean the fiber that we eat. I mean the thighs. The 5 thick in the thighs. Shout outs to Umar Johnson. 5 thick in the thighs. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is the best one. Cool idea. Nice pose. Looks like she's about to do like some rhino horn move. Good lighting as well. Good facial expression. Very very innocent and kind of like childlike, but not too childlike. Happy but confident. This is cool. Yeah, this is overall the best piece for sure. I'm gonna give this I'll give this a 10. I'll give this a 10. Yeah, for sure. Definitely good stuff. Sagat the King. Wow, this is super dynamic. It is very basic and very like this is something that you would see Sagat doing, but I like how it's kind of got this torpedo shape, and everything draws your eyes to the knee and the hand and actually not even just the knee, just when I look at this, my eyes are just doing this. They're following the art as it probably was intended. This is very good. I'm gonna give this a 10. Yeah, solid piece, strong pose, strong art, good lighting. Sure, it's kind of basic in terms of what Sagat does. Like is Sagat doing a tiger knee? But when the art is this good and the composition is this solid, then it doesn't matter too much that it's a very basic idea, you know. Number 2. Oh wow, okay, so we've got like tribal, kind of like what you would see on like a, kind of reminds me of like a Wind Waker. I don't know if you played Wind Waker. Like the style of the artwork when they would at the beginning of the game, when they're talking about like what Ganon did in the past. And if I recall, I haven't played that game in a long time, but it just reminds me of that, like a very tribal caveman type of scribbles that you would see. Like if anyone's played Kingdom Hearts as well, Kingdom Hearts 1, like the drawings that you see on Destiny Island in the cave, where they draw like Sora and Kairi and the Pow Pow fruit and all these scribbles. Obviously, this is a lot more detailed, but my brain just goes to that for some reason. I like this. I think this is a very unique. The art style here is so unique that even if I don't think the art is that great, I think that the approach is so different that it makes me want to give it a high score. I'm gonna give this a 9. Yeah, that's a strong 9. So we got 10, 9. This is definitely lower. I'm not as much of a fan of the details are very good. The textures and the fabric on the fur coat here is good. The tiger, they went in on the tiger. But I think as a whole, it doesn't come together as strongly as the first two, or at least the first one. This is a piece where when I look at the details, I like many aspects of it, but as a whole, when I zoom out, it's just all right. It's not, those details don't come together to create a really, really powerful piece, in my opinion. So my vote would go to Sagat number 1. Yeah, for sure. Next up, Sea Viper. Okay, so this gets, first of all, it gets a lot of points for, again, being stylistically unique unto itself. It's kind of got like a magazine kind of front cover girl vibe, which is probably what the intention was. I like that. I like the glasses. I think the glasses could have been a bit more of a deeper yellow and stand out a bit more. I don't like how this side of the glasses kind of blends in with her skin a bit, but that's a super duper nitpick. Overall, this is very good art. I think a bit more could have been done with the outside, like the background. Like this just feels like, yeah, let's just put some more effects over here to fill up the space a bit. Maybe they spent a lot of time on the art and then they got a bit lazy with the background because they felt the background looked a bit empty. But this is a good piece. I'll give this a 9. Yeah, this gets a 9. Next, okay, Flame Kick. Very dynamic. I like the texture and the painting on the fire. Good pose as well. Yeah, definitely a good pose. Yeah, in the realm of let's draw the character doing a move, it definitely ranks highly among that crowd. I think the Sagat one is still one of the stronger versions of that. This one would rank a little bit below the Sagat one, but I do appreciate the lighting here though, and the overall strength of the composition. I like the stars down here too. Wait, are the stars always there? No, they're not always there. Yeah. Oh yeah, the stars is kind of like the ching sound effect that happens when she does it. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna give this a 9. Solid 9. And the last one, we got J-Lo, looking like J-Lo, Sea Viper over here. It also reminds me of CVS2, like CVS2 artwork. I can't remember the name of the artist. Is it Ben Ackerman or Bengus? Something like that. I can't remember. I could be getting it wrong. This is good. This is very good. Again, talking about like styling, getting good points because it's just such a unique style that hasn't been seen in this entire gathering of art. This is definitely ranking among one of the most different approaches. Very simple. I was going to say that I'm not too sure about the white outline, but I think one aspect I'm getting from this is that perhaps it's supposed to look like a magazine pin-up girl front cover, like a Marilyn Manson kind of piece. And I think it fits, you know. There's some aspects of myself where I look at this and I'm like, it's a bit empty. It's a little bit empty, but it's being heavy lifted by the fact that it's so stylized. And even the pose being just kind of average, I can ignore that because it's so stylized and very, very unique. And yeah, like I'm seeing so much. It looks like J-Lo. It's like a Marilyn Manson pin-up girl kind of style. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm going to give this I'm actually going to give this a 10. I think yeah, I'm going to give this a 10 because of it leans so, it's such a powerful piece of style that it being a bit bland and not having a background and the pose being a bit average, the style is really, really showing its fangs right now. So I'm going to give it a 10 for that. Yeah, I'm actually going to, it's hard. It's very hard, but I think it's slightly stronger. It's between the second and third. I'm going to go with the third one. Yeah. It being so different is making it, I think it deserves to get the win over the second and first for sure. Oh, that's it? Yeah, back to Luke. All right. Well, there we have it. That's my review of all of these pieces of art. And again, if any, on the off chance, if any of the people who actually contributed to this and made some of the art, if any of you are watching and if I rated your artwork a low score, like a 4 or a 3 or whatever, again, this is just my opinion. And I tried my best. I wasn't insulting or anything. I hope that if you are one of those people and you felt like slighted or attacked by my words, apologies ahead of time. Us as artists, we have to be ready to be critiqued, right? And so I would be shocked if one of the artists came, you know, into the comment section like, who are you to say that my art is a 3 out of 10? At least I tried, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't imagine that happening because I think all of them are solid in their own regard. And to be honest, the fact that each piece of art, like every piece of art that is here was selected among a myriad of other pieces of art, right? So the fact that, you know, your piece of art was included in one of the 3 for that character, that alone should allow you to ignore anything I say, even though I might have rated your art a lower score. All of these are great. I wish I entered. I actually didn't even know it was going on. I entered the Monster Hunter one. They did a Monster Hunter weapon contest. I entered that one. Maybe I'll put like the artwork somewhere here. Needless to say, I did not get nominated. I did not get to the voting stage. So yeah, I do know what it feels like to spend a lot of time on this and to throw your art in front of the world. So again, congrats to everyone and good luck. And maybe I should actually do another video where I actually go through and vote and put my vote in, because I just realized I did not do that for this video. Oops. Maybe next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed my critique and you would like to see me critique or talk about other things, feel free to hit the follow button. And sometimes I stream and I do things like this on stream, just randomly impromptu, talking about other video games, talking about world events, talking about random stuff from, trust me when I say I talk about anything and everything and nothing is off limits. Let me just put it that way. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, feel free to keep an eye out for me by following, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.